the 1994 Montreal Expos, a wasted opportunity for a team from Canada to win the World Series for the third consecutive year. It's well known that the 94 baseball strike ruined this franchise the most of any of the other 28 teams, whereas the Yankees, among other teams, got to relive their glory and not have any problems at all. So in this series, I take a look at some franchises and their biggest opportunities to that they choked on, and but to make sure they do well and win or lose and get to a finals at the very least. Now the '94 baseball strike, of course, we're in the Expos, but it was a huge miss for fans in Montreal because the Montreal Expos had the best record in baseball, much less the NL, the National League, and the NL East. Because Atlanta, the team that went to the '93 LCS as the winners of the NL West, were put into the East and gave Montreal a run for their money. But Montreal had a fantastic lineup and all that. In this simulation, we take a look at the Expos against the New York Yankees in the World Series. Now we're gonna assume that the Yankees and Expos, as the best teams in each league, actually did win their respective league championship series. So we go Blue Jays and Expos. No, Yankees Expos, if you will. So here's how it works. Basically, I will be doing simulations based on lineups. Now, the '94 season, it's going to be tricky because there's nothing for me to rewind and get back. If I was doing something like like baseball, I would practically say that everything is a-okay. Like I did the 1985 Blue Jays, I would just take a look at their LCS rosters and all that. But because of things, you got the '94 Yankees and the '94 Expos. Now, of course, they didn't have any playoffs. So basically, since Montreal was the best team in the MLB, they get the distinction of hosting the 1994 World Series. So anyway, so the '94 Yankees had a starting lineup of Luis Polonia, Don Mattingly, Paul O'Neill, Mike Stanley, Wade Boggs, Bertie Williams, Pat Kelly, Freddie Filardi. And Montreal's was Marcus Grissom, Moises Alou, Larry Walker, Will Cordero, Sean Berry, Darren Fletcher, Mike Lansing, Cliff Lloyd. And our first game starters will be Jimmy Key versus Ken Hill, lefty on righty. So anyway, we got ourselves some stuff here. But the New York Yankees in Game 1 ended up winning 3-1. Mike Stanley drove a line drive single to left field, scoring Luis Polonia with the first run of the 1994 World Series. Big 1-0 game. Montreal then came back with a Moises Alou home run to center field off Jimmy Key to tie it at 1. Much obliged, lots of people. It was 1-1 headed to the top of the 7th when Boggs and Williams got on base. Pat Kelly hit a bloop double to left center that scored Boggs and Williams. So Pat Kelly becoming a hero at that with a 3-1 lead and all that. And that was the end of the game. 3-1 was your score. Danny Tartabull and Darryl Boston actually came into the game as pinch hitters for the pitching staff. So Pat Kelly with a double and 2 RBIs. Mike Stanley with an RBI. Jimmy Key went 6 innings. Then Bob Wickman and Steve Howe. Yes, that's Steve Howe of the drug suspensions and all that, playing for the '94 Yankees. The Expos had a double from Grissom and Moises Alou hitting a home run. Ken Hill went 6 innings with the loss. Mel Rojas and Jeff Shaw came in. Jimmy Key was named player of the game. Yankees 3 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Montreal 1 run and 5 errors. So we go to the next batter. So it ends up being Pedro Martinez for the Montreal Expos taking on Jim Abbott. So anyway, let's play. Game 2 saw Montreal come back from things with a 5-1 win of the Yankees. As you see, Yankees 1 run on 9 hits. Expos 5 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. No score until the first inning when, after a walk to Grissom, Moises Alou did it again. He hit a fly ball to left field. Home run, 2-run homer, making 2-0. And then Sean Berry gets a single that scored Will Cordero. So a 3-0 lead for the Expos. And then in the second inning, Pedro hits a sac fly to score Mike Lansing. Make it 4-0. Nothing much happened. Yankees did get a run on Paul O'Neill single scoring Louis Polonia. Make it 4-1. And then the Expos with Larry Walker getting a ground ball single to score Cliff Floyd, make it 5-1. And that was it, 5-1. Yankees had 2 doubles from Louis Polonia, Wade Boggs, and Bernie Williams with doubles. Polonia with the only RBI. Abbott went 6 2/3 innings. Wickman went 1 1/3 innings. Expos, Cordero hit a double. Moises Alou with that 2-run homer. Walker, Berry, Pedro for RBIs. So then Pedro came in, then Rojas, then Shaw came in for 1 batter, I guess, before John Whitland came in for what was known as the save. So anyway, we will switch teams. And game 3, we'll see Jeff Fassero versus Melito Perez. Now the Expos aren't sure about Lenny Webster, so, but with nobody else other than Rondo. So Rondo White ended up being the sorry about that. There's a lot of errors and all that. Lenny Webster would not play. They didn't think Webster would be a good guy. So they go with Rondo White. The Yankees, they don't have a DH. Well, they do now. Danny Tartabull. And they put Danny Tartabull 7th in the lineup at DH, making Pat Kelly and Randy Velarde drop down spots. So, yeah. So, great job there. So, we're tied. Here we go. Well, the Expos came into Yankee Stadium. They were dropping 3-0, and then they come up with 3 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. Bernie Williams took a bases-loaded walk from Fassero, which scored Louis Polonia. Make it 1-0, and then it was stalemate to the 7th when the Yankees put a few runs in. Randy Velarde got a ground ball single to score Pat Kelly, who had a double. And all that, and then Don Mattingly hit a home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th with a home run, 3-0 there. Larry Walker then comes in. Well, after White and Alou got on base, Larry Walker hit a line drive double to right field to score White, 2nd and 3rd. Cordero walked. Sean Berry flew out, but it wasn't deep enough. And Fletcher lined out. It was like, uh-oh, that's it. But Mike Lansing hit a big single to make it 3-2. And then Cliff Floyd took a bases-loaded walk to score Walker. And Grissom grounded out. 10th inning, 3-3 tie. And then Xavier Hernandez came in for the Yankees. Rondo White hit a RBI, hit a liner for a double. Moises Alou flew out to left, but Rondo went to 3rd base and got there. And then Larry Walker hit a nice double into right field to score the lead run with Rondo White. Yankees then saw Wetland, and with Tartabull, Kelly, and Velarde all going out, the Expos win the game. So you see here, 2 RBIs by Larry Walker. No, 2 doubles, sorry. Rondo White and Alou with doubles. Larry Walker, 2 RBIs. Lansing with 1. Floyd with 1. Nicely done. Expos 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Yankees 3 runs, 5 5 hits, 1 error. Facero went 7 innings. Rojas came in for the 8th, and then Whiteland came in for the 9th for the save. The Yankees. All that. Pat Kelly had a double. Don Mattingly and homer. Mattingly, Williams, and Flaherty with RBIs. Melito Perez went 7 innings. Bob Wickman was there, but he didn't do that well. He pitched the 8th. And Xavier Hernandez and Paul Gibson came in. So, all right. So that's game 3. Game 4 saw Kurt Reeder versus Terry Mulholland. As both teams are desperate. Both teams were desperate, but no more than the Montreal Expos as they put on a clinic 10-1 against the Yankees. So with Grissom on second base, thanks to a single and a steal, Rhonda White walked. Moises Alou again hit a home run to center field. His third of the series, 3-0. But that wasn't it. Will Cordero hit a fly ball home run to make it 4-0. This was amazing. And the Yankees had to make a pitching change. Don Paul came in the game. Expos would score in the second. Rondell White with an RBI single with Grissom coming across the plate, 5-0. It stayed that way till the 5th when Larry Walker again hit a home run, make it 6 for the Expos. And then Will Cordero hit another base hit to score Larry Walker to make it 7-0. The Yankees only had 2 hits through 6 innings, but they came back a little bit. Pat Kelly with an RBI double that scored Bernie Williams, 7-1. But the Expos in the 9th, no surrender. Larry Walker hit a line drive single, a double, sorry, to score Moises Alou, and then with Cordero taking a walk, Sean Berry hit a looping double that scored Walker and Cordero to make it 10-1. The Yankees had no chance and all that. So 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Expos, 1-0 for the Yankees. Walker with 2 doubles, Berry with 1 as well. Moises Alou with a home run, Larry Walker with a home run, Will Cordero with a home run. So 3 home runs in that game. Rondell White went RBI, Alou 3, Walker 2, Cordero 2, Berry 2. Reeder went 6 innings, and then they decided to yank him for some reason. Gil Heredia pitched the third of the inning and gave up the only run for the Yankees. Mal Rojas came in for 2 2/3. Yankees, Kelly with the only major league. Terry Mulholland completely flubbed it with an inning and with only a third of an inning, and then Don Paul came in for an inning the third, and then they used Scott Kamenicki for 6 innings, giving up some runs. Sterling Hitchcock, remember him? The 98 Padres? He played that team. Basically, the Yankees just had nothing. So it's 3-1. Now remember, Butch Henry was the 5th starter, so they go back to Ken Hill. The Yankees have to go back with Jimmy Key, especially with Kamenicki being the number 5 starter and going 6 innings in Game 4. Now, the World Series obviously is 2-3-2, so the Yankees would have to host Game 5 and hopefully force Game 6 in Montreal. And it didn't happen. The Expos took the gas out of the Yankees and won 6-0. The Yankees only scoring 1 run in 20 innings after taking a 3-0 lead on the Expos and choking it in the 8th. So the Montreal Expos are your World Series champions. So anyway, no score, headed to the top of the second. 2-1 pitch. Fletcher, this is going to bounce. Base hit. Here goes Berry across the plate. Safe. 1-0 Expos. Runner on first. 1-2 to Floyd. Floyd hits one to left field. This is going to drop. This is going to the gap. This could score Fletcher. It will score Fletcher. And Floyd is on third with a triple. What a job. Runner on third. 2-1 to White. White bounces one base hit to center field. Cliff Floyd scores. It's 3-0 Expos. What a job. Top of the 6th. 3-0. Runners on the corners. Here comes Grissom. The pitch. Grissom will bounce one. The second for one for the second. No, he cannot get the double play. And that will score Fletcher. It's 4-0 Expos. Top of the 9th. 4-0 Expos. Here come runner on second after Grissom steals. Here comes Moises Alou. The 1-1. Alou drops one to the center field. That'll bounce. Base hit. Grissom is across. It's 5. Runners on first and second. Here comes Cordero. The pitch. Cordero dropped one base hit. Aluz on his horse. He's aiming for the play. He'll get there. 6 for the Expos. Unbelievable. Bottom of the ninth. Gil Heredia is coming in. The 1-1. Here's the pitch to Stanley. Stanley fly ball left field. This is definitely a loose ball. It's got it. One away. Here comes Boggs. Base hit to center to right field. Wade Boggs with a big hit. It's runner on first. The 1-2. Curveball swing. And Williams swings and misses. Strike 3. Bernie Williams is out. Now they have one more out to go. Danny Tarbell at the plate, the DH. 3-1. Walks him. First and second. And here comes Pat Kelly. Kelly. The 1-1. Kelly dips one in the right field base hit. Bases are loaded. And here comes Randy Filarde. Heredia. 1-1. Ground ball short. Flip it to second. That does it. The Expos are your 1994 World Champions. They shocked the Yankees and give it 1 run in the final 2 games. What a job for the Expos. The best team in baseball puts them on the map. The first title in Expos history and the 3rd consecutive year that Canada will have a World Series banner. The Toronto Blue Jays went back to back, and now it's the Expos' turn. What a time for the Montreal Expos of 94. 3 straight titles for the country of Canada. Final score, 6 runs on 11 hits. Yankees 7 hits without a run. RBIs by Grissom, White, Alou, Cordero, Fletcher, and Floyd. Only 6 RBIs. But hey, you know what? Nobody deserves it more than Moises Alou being named the MVP. Ken Hill, 8 solid innings with Gil Heredia coming through. And then the New York Yankees, 7 hits. Only Boggs and Kelly with multiple hits. Nothing other than singles. Key only went 8 innings. He tried his best, but Bob Wickman didn't do much better. And the Toronto Blue Jays should be happy that their brethren from Canada, the Montreal Expos, are your 1994 World Champions. Amazing. What a time to be an Expos fan, huh? So yes, the Montreal Expos of 1994 do indeed win the championship in 5 games over the pesky New York Yankees. What a time to be alive. The Expos lost game 1 and then picked up 4 straight. And we can automatically assume that Montreal tries their best and loses in 95, and then they get the team. So that's it for now. There'll be other teams and other great moments that I will talk about. I'm Jeff Diamond. Sayonara.